One, I have here the employee payroll calculator table. So this one, the employee payroll. So we have here four columns, which is the name, position, gross pay, and net pay. So in here, first is we have Pedro Reyes, second would be Maria Santos, and lastly is Juan de la Cruz. So their position is project manager, UI and UX designer, and software engineer. First is Pedro has a gross pay of 36,000, while Maria Santos has 30,800 pesos, and lastly, Juan de la Cruz has 30,000 pesos. Their net pay, first, Pedro has 33,000, and Maria Santos has 29,300 pesos, while Juan de la Cruz has 28,000. So we have printed here the highest net pay, which is Pedro Reyes. Her total net pay is 33,000. Out of the three, he has the highest net pay. So the total payroll cost would be 90,300. So let's move on to the code. We have here the code. So first is we have here the an array. So this array here, we have an array here that is an employees. So in this array, we call this a multi-dimensional array because how it is an array. So it is an array, but also it contains another array. So it's an array containing other arrays. Employees details, which is this. Employees details, we have three employees, right? So we have three different arrays set with their name, position, days work, daily rate, and deduction. So this one here, we have here the multi-dimensional array. So next is this function. So this function here, oh, this one, this. So this function, it standardizes the name by converting it to lowercase, and then capitalizing the first letter of each word for consistency display. So next function is the get gross pay, which is this one. So this function, it calculates the employee's gross pay by multiplying the numbers of days worked and their daily rate, giving the total before their deductions. So next function would be the get net pay. So this one here, this function it computes the take home pay by subtracting this one here, the total the total deductions from the gross pay. So these three functions, they work together in the loop to clean the names, to organize it, to calculate their pay, and prepare data by sorting and displaying the payroll in the table. So this loop here, this first loop, this one is it processes each employee's data by formatting their name with this format name format name. We get that code from here. We will base that there. And then next is the get gross pay based on the day's work and their daily rate, and determining net pay with this one by subtracting deductions from gross pay. So next we move on to the second loop. At this second set of nest, so this one is so this loop is a nested loop, by the way. This one, this code here, or this loop, it sorts the employees in descending order of net pay using a simple comparison and swap, ensuring that the highest earners appear in the first list. So, and we have here the highest net pay, the highest is at the top. So we arrange it in order from highest to lowest. So let's go back. So we have here the printed the table for our output. We have here, as I said earlier, we have a table that is an employee payroll. We have four different columns, which is the name, position, gross pay, and net pay. So the total payroll is equals to zero. The highest pay employees equals employees to zero. So this loop here, this one, this one, um, it displays the each employee's details in a neatly aligned table. This one, an employee table, by using a str pad. This one, this one. STR pad to set fixed columns width for the name and position, and the number format we have here the two number formats to format the gross pay and net pay with two decimal places and a peso sign. So at the same time, it adds each employee's net pay to this one total payroll to calculate the overall payroll costs. So the last block of code would be this. This part, it prints a line separator, then it shows the employee with the highest net pay, which we have Pedro, the highest net pay taken from the first element of the sorted list. So along with their amount formatted with a peso sign and two decimal places. It also displays a total payroll cost calculated earlier, and finally closes here with a pre-HTML tag to this one here is an HTML tag so to end the formatted output. So that's it. That is my code for our our activity, which is the calculator employee payroll. So thank you for listening.